first video, Canning for Beginners, we talked about what things you needed to purchase in order to get started with canning. And in that video, I went over in detail all of the basics that you need, and I shared with you that the majority of those items were purchased at Walmart. So I thought it'd be a good idea to take a field trip to Walmart, go down the canning aisle, and show you all of the items that you need to get started and their price points. That way, when you get ready to go shopping and get the supplies you need to get started, you know exactly what you're looking for. So let's get in there and take a look. The foundation of canning is your jars, and Walmart carries a variety of mason jars, including pint, quart, and half-gallon sizes. They even have those cute little quarter pints as well. Pint jars are great for jams, jellies, and sauces, while the quart jars work well for vegetables, soups, and whole fruits. The half-gallon jars, well, they're perfect for bulk storage, but they're not recommended for home canning, and the reason is they have processing limitations. Notice that the jars come in two types, regular mouth and wide mouth. Regular mouth jars are ideal for liquids and small foods such as green beans, while the wide mouth jars make it easier to fill and remove items like pickles and whole tomatoes. And depending upon the size of the jars that you're purchasing, they will range you anywhere from about $10 to around $17. And that's going to get you a 12-pack of jars that include also the lids and the bands. Canning lids and the bands are essential for sealing your jars properly. Always use new lids to ensure a good seal, but you can reuse your bands as long as they are not rusted or bent. I recommend having extra lids and bands on hand because you just never know when they could come in handy. Now, you can buy a box of 12 of lids and bands in the regular mouth for around $7, whereas a pack of 12 lids and bands in the wide mouth are going to run you more around $10. And once you've built up a really good supply of your bands, you can actually just purchase the lids all by themselves. A regular mouth box of 12 will run you around $4, whereas a box of 12 in the wide mouth will run you about $5. And remember, the lids are one use only. You should always use a new lid with every fresh batch of canning. A water bath canner is used for high acid foods like fruits, jams, jellies, and pickles. It's essentially a large pot with a rack that allows you to submerge jars into boiling water. Water bath canning is where I always tell beginners to start, and you can pick up this nice 21.5 quart stainless steel water bath canner at Walmart for just $24.97. Included in the purchase is the pot, the lid, and the rack. The rack is what you're going to use to safely lift your jars in and out of the water. You never want your jars to touch the bottom of your pot. You always want to use the rack. This is also a water bath canner that you can purchase at Walmart. This particular Walmart just didn't have it in stock that day. It is also $24.97. It's a granite ware, and you will also get the lid, the pot, and the rack. This is also a 21.5 quart canning pot. I have 2 of these as well as 2 of the stainless, and I love them all. For low-acid foods such as meats, beans, and vegetables, you will need a pressure canner. This type of canner reaches higher temperatures, ensuring food safety by killing bacteria like botulism. If you plan to can meats or non-acidic vegetables, a pressure canner is a must. This is the Presto 16-quart pressure canner. This is the pressure canner that I use. You can pick this up at Walmart or walmart.com for $90. To make canning easier and safer, you'll want a few essential tools. Now, this little kit was at our local Walmart for around $10, but it's not comprehensive. A good set will include the following items. A canning funnel helps prevent spills when filling your jars. A jar lifter allows you to safely remove hot jars from boiling water. A magnetic lid lifter helps you to handle sterilized lids without contaminating them. A bubble remover helps eliminate air pockets inside your jars, while the headspace tool ensures you're leaving the correct amount of space at the top for proper sealing. You'll also find some canning-specific ingredients at Walmart. Pectin is essential for making jams and jellies. You can usually find it in the original version as well as in the version that requires little to no sugar. Citric acid is sometimes added to boost acidity and to ensure safe preservation. Canning and pickling salt, unlike table salt, does not contain additives that can affect your preserved foods. We have personally trusted the Morton brand for years. It's very affordable. But Mrs. Wages also has a good canning and pickling salt that can be trusted as well. And speaking of Mrs. Wages, this is a brand we've trusted for years. We absolutely love their bread and butter pickle mix. It comes packed with all the essential spices. While you'll need to grab a few additional ingredients, this mix makes a fantastic introduction to water bath canning. The step by step instructions on the back of the package are easy to follow, ensuring a smooth canning process and a batch of delicious homemade pickles. And if sweet pickles is not your thing, well, that's okay because they offer a kosher dill pickle mix as well as a salsa mix and a pasta sauce mix. All of these are great ways to get introduced to water bath canning. You have all of the spices you need with the purchase of a few additional ingredients and step by step instructions on the back of the package. That all adds up to a happy canning session. I was excited to find this book on our canning aisle. This is the Ball Blue Book Guide to Preserving. It's the 38th edition and it's a comprehensive recipe book that provides over 500 recipes. It is an updated guide based on the latest research. It will ensure safe and successful canning for both new and experienced canners. This guide has been trusted since 1909 and grabbing up this book at under $15 is an excellent deal. And while this is an excellent book, especially for beginners, for about $5 to $6 more, you can order online the Ball Complete Book of Home Preserving. This right here is the textbook for UCAN, Canning for Beginners. Inside, you will find comprehensive direction on safe methods, required equipment, utensils, with specific instruction for beginners. This is a really all-inclusive book that I highly recommend. For pickling recipes and other recipes that require vinegar and canning, you'll need to look for a vinegar with at least a 5% acidity. That's the only level that is safe for canning practices. On the canning aisle, it's possible that you will find Mrs. Wages is offering their vinegar for canning and pickling. However, it is not necessary to buy that particular brand. As long as the vinegar is at least 5% acidity, you can purchase any brand that is affordable for you. Some canning recipes will call for apple cider vinegar. Just remember that the 5% acidity rule applies to apple cider vinegar as well. Lemon juice is added to canning jars, especially when canning low acidic foods such as tomatoes. This is to lower the pH and create an acidic environment. That will inhibit the growth of harmful bacteria and ensure safe food preservation. Bottled lemon juice is preferred over fresh because it has a consistent pH level. This will ensure the safety of the canned goods. Citric acid or vinegar could be used as a substitute for lemon juice, but just note they may cause undesirable flavor changes. And of course, lemon juice is available to purchase at Walmart, and feel free to choose the brand that fits your budget the best. The last item I want to share with you, unbelievably, I couldn't find at Walmart, so I stopped at my local Family Dollar Tree, which is also a good place to shop, and I am looking for a dish drying mat. I found these drying mats on the Dollar Tree side for $1.25 each. They came in a variety of colors, and while not very thick, they are definitely effective and easy on the budget. On the Family Dollar side, I found dish drying mats with stylish patterns that were thicker and priced at 2 for $5, which is still pretty easy on the budget. The dish drying mat serves as a barrier to prevent hot jars from directly touching your countertop. While a regular dish towel could work, I prefer the added thickness of a drying mat for extra protection against the heat of those hot canning jars. Well, these had to come home with me. I love yellow and I love lemons, and I could not resist. It's so bright and cheerful, and I got 2 for $5. Like I needed any more, but y'all know how that goes, so I had to bring these home with me. But anyway, I really hope that you enjoyed this video and the visual of seeing the items and the price points of what you need to get to start your canning journey. I just hope that it was very helpful. And if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them for me in the comments. And I hope that in the next week or so, I'm going to have some more videos out, and we're going to talk about why we can. I think it's important not only to understand what you are doing, but more importantly, why you're doing it. And we're going to talk about why we do some of the things we do in canning. And I believe that when we get to the point that we actually start canning, that it's going to help you on that journey and give you some confidence that you need in order to do the canning process. Knowledge is power, as they say. So what you know gives you confidence in what you are doing. So stay tuned. Those videos are coming soon. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you would like, subscribe, and share. All right, y'all. Until next time, y'all be blessed. Bye.